Hello, this video is to give you a little bit more information about the conference coming up on the 12th of September, Newcastle Common Rooms. So the morning session is all about using design thinking principles to find ways to solve challenges. So our hope is that these will become transferable skills that you can apply when working in partnership with any other organisation. So in other words, use your creativity for good. So the challenges that have been set by the People's Kitchen and Streetwise, who are two charities based pretty locally to where the conference is going to be taking place in that part of Newcastle. So Streetwise provide essential support services to young people, so that's aged 11 to 25, and they've been going since 1991. So the biggest challenge that they have found is that across the UK, we've been seeing youth services and funding for youth services being cut year on year. And this has resulted in their staff having to have quite often short fixed term contracts. So youth workers are often brought into post for between 1 and 2 years. The challenge with this is that for young people, they're trying to make connections with youth workers that are kind of a transient group that may be there or may not be there in a few years' time. So this is the kind of big challenge that we're looking at. We're not expecting you to be able to find all the money to make it work, but the first challenge is, how do we use creativity to help young people discover, understand, and articulate themselves? So that's a nice, interesting one. The second challenge is, how might we use creativity to reduce the negative impact of transitions and changes in support for young people? So you can find more information about these challenges in the attachment, but you can also feel free to have a little look on their websites and look at the amazing work that they do. So that's Streetwise. So they're the two challenges set by Streetwise. The People's Kitchen, they're an entirely volunteer-led charity. They make life for people living on the street just that little bit easier by providing hot meals, clothing, toiletries, food, even mobile phones and sleeping bags. They also work with a range of different services to ensure that people can access the support that they need. So yes, it's people in crisis, but it's about supporting them through that process, not holding them in crisis. So the People's Kitchen have previously had artists in residence, they've had creative people getting involved in the organisation, and they've seen really great results. But the reality is, again, they're really short, sharp interventions. It isn't something that's consistent. So that's one of the key areas that they're wanting us to look at. Another is that, as mentioned, they're a completely volunteer-run organisation, which means that there are about 300 people involved in the organisation at any one time. So the recruitment, retention, and the experiences of these volunteers, it's really vital for providing a good service for the people that access their support. One of the challenges here can be how to support volunteers to really connect with that real person and not just see them as another individual in crisis. So thinking of them as there has been an experience that's led to this moment and there's the potential for something very different afterwards. So this is something that people, general public, seem to have challenges with as well. So there's two challenges in relation to those two things. Number one is, how might we provide sustainable, creative, and therapeutic interventions? And the second is, how might we use creativity to help volunteers and the general public to see the real person visiting the kitchen? So they're the four challenges that you need to pick one of, really. So in the Google form, you're asked to put them in order of your favourite first and your least favourite last. We're going to do our best to give everybody their first choice, but if not, it might be that you'll put into the second choice. So in the morning, you'll be split into these groups, and these are the challenges that you'll be working on in a design thinking way. So using your creativity, your passion, amongst the other people in the room to think, what could we do about these things? Is there something creative we could come up with? So please have a look at the Google form. It's a really short one, so it's really just about the conference, but it also asks about your dietary requirements. So please give us that information to make sure that everybody gets fed and everyone's fine. So that's kind of the key point of this video. Really looking forward to seeing you at the conference. If you've got any questions or you're not sure about any of these processes, please just get in touch. Otherwise, see you on the 12th of September.